You still have Tic Tacs.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome
Yay.
to the Tic Tac Show.
Tic Tac Parade.
Yeah, in a minute after I get done with my cancer stogie thingy.
Cancer stogie. It's a stogie full
Welcome
of cancer.
to news from poor people who know what's going on. How?
That's not me. I don't know what's going on.
She walks her dog a lot.
Hmm.
I should start doing that with our doggies. That dog's missing a leg. Damn.
3-leg dog.
I see a lot of those, surprisingly.
No, they get along pretty well on 3
I guess
legs.
they have a spare, so. Hey, Toots.
Hi.
So, we're just hanging out. I guess I should go do the news spiel for everybody. But I guess
There's
I should.
news.
Kind of, yeah.
Okay.
I guess I can just say it. So,
I've been out of the loop for a while.
first. When are you not out of the loop?
What's the loop?
Got that. I hate that when you think it's lit and it's not. That's the worst.
Yeah.
So I guess I'll give an update on the old news after I give the new newses. New newsers.
Okay. The newsy news.
The newsity news. I mean, how is it that I can stay informed and figure out what's real and what's fake and be objective about it, and the rest of Americans can't? But it's because they're all brainwashed.
They're told what to think on the TV.
Well, because if you step out of line, you got fucking people that mob you and tell you how you're a bad, evil, fake person or something like that. It's so sickening in America. He wants to get looped. So today, Vesti, which is a Russian news pundit TV show, it's actually the top political talk show in Russia. It's Vesti News. Hey, Mark.
Hey there.
But they did a quick 10-15 minute segment where they show with video evidence and everything how both Trump and Biden are guilty of the things they're accusing each other of.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny, the Biden section is how stupid can he be? Joe Biden did a fucking interview, cameras everywhere, a room full of people, where he confessed to fucking extorting political favors from Ukraine.
Huh. Nice.
Like the things they're accusing Trump of, Biden is actually on video doing, admitting to it and bragging, proud of it. He's like, I went to Ukraine. I'm like, that prosecutor, he goes, I'm leaving in 6 hours. You don't get $1 billion unless that guy's fired.
Wow.
I mean, straight up. He's not even putting it in criminal words to where they can claim ambiguity and stuff like that and throw shade on it. He straight up just said he blackmailed Ukraine. But oh wow, the UK. But yeah, so the point of it is if you fall into this trap to where you're cheerleading one group of rich people over another, you're trapped. You're a part of their slave army. The fact of it is all the rich people in America are criminals. They're straight up fucking criminals. Robbing.
And they're okay with it.
They got bored of just looting their own nation, and they've been looting other nations, and they break up big nations into tiny nations, and they collect them as fucking trophies.
Sure.
Like when Joe Biden goes to Ukraine, he sits in the president's chair.
Huh.
Like as if he's the ruler of Ukraine.
Wow.
Yeah. And I forget the name of the oil company, the one that Hunter Biden was on as their lawyer, on the board of directors. Well, that company was strictly there to loot Ukrainian economy. All of their operations are illegal. They're like minister of the economy or ecology. Was on the board of directors, and they were writing their own drilling permits.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty messed up.
I mean, yeah. And yeah, they got Porky Pig, or Poroshenko, as he likes to call himself, uh, was strong armed by Biden to fire the prosecutor that was prosecuting Hunter Biden for his crimes over there on that company. And he admits that that's what he was admitting on video. It's like all you do is just go to Vesti News. It's on YouTube too. It's a YouTube channel, and they are talking in Russian, but you can. Well, Joe Biden does the strong arming because his son's just a blithering fucking idiot.
Oh, they're both pretty blithering.
I think this one's done for. Whatever.
That's what she said?
Yeah, sure. But so don't I mean, and I'm just in America. I only speak for America because I'm not in another country, so I'm not going to speak for other countries' bullshit. But they're all fucked up, and don't pretend that there are no good guys in the world. We're in the age of corruption, where all the rich people are fucking guilty. They've all been fucking looting shit. I don't know how guilty Russia is, or Putin in particular, but you know, they're all probably guilty of shit.
Probably so.
I don't think there's no such thing as fucking Iron Man. There's no Batman. There's no Iron Man. There's no such thing as fucking billionaires.
There's no rich guy superheroes.
There's no such thing as this fucking altruistic fucking billionaire gallivanting around the world doing good everywhere. It's not. That's a fantasy. They're called comic books. It's not real life. Oh yeah. Well, Canada. Oh, apparently. Canada is one of the countries that Trump was talking shit to in his Ukrainian phone calls. Wait, no, that was Germany. So,
because it's easy to get Germany and Canada confused.
Well, Canada's all tangled up in the Saudi Arabia shit. They're the ones selling armored vehicles to Saudi Arabia too, and they're fucking the ones that the Houthis are blowing the crap out of. They're just blowing up Canadian vehicles all over Saudi Arabia now. Again, so that's something. Trump was on the phone call. It's in the transcript thing, whatever, where he's like, "Yeah, Germany's not really doing anything for you," and their comedian president's like, "You're absolutely right, man." Oh God, they're all criminals, people. Stop voting. Stop supporting the fucking fake ass system. It's all it is rich people fighting each other, but they're using you, the poor schmucks on the street that pick up you're doing your petitions and you're donating to their campaigns and all of that crap. And it's basically a big competition on who can build the biggest fucking slave army. It's all it is. Yeah, it is. If you even, all you have to do is like be objective about it and stop fucking pretending that there's such a thing as a good guy with money. It's not. No, you know where the good guys are? They're locked up in prison. They're homeless on the streets. Their brains are mush because they've been beaten down by the CIA or whatnot. And they're committing suicide everywhere. I mean, even the military in America had to admit that they have a suicide problem. You know why? Because they're realizing that they're the trainers of ISIS and the aiders of ISIS. Like, U.S. Army helicopter pilots are airdropping food, water, and ammo to ISIS in Syria. Fucking American soldiers at TANF are refusing to let the UN come in to aid the transfer of the refugees back to their homes. And American forces are using using refugees as human shields. So, of course, they're fucking blowing their brains out and shit. Uh-oh.
What?
Are you all right back there?
Let's get over here, buddy.
Where are we? We're in Washington State.
Whoa.
What's going on back there?
Just getting something.
Oh my gosh. Again?
Well, it's not the dabbage because we're almost out. So, you know,
Oh
I'm
god.
making do with what I can.
And we will be, I don't know, man. We had a down day. We were supposed to do a bunch of shit today, and I woke up with a raging headache.
And
So-
I'm already not feeling very good.
Well, we spent last night in
because
the
of
hospital.
things.
Before.
It's cool. Everything's fine,
Yeah.
apparently.
So we didn't even get shit done today that we wanted to. So tomorrow's going to be really super busy.
It was late when we finally got back from the hospital.
Hey, Clearly Clever's back.
Hey there.
So, oh gosh. And like, oh yeah, that's the thing. If you dare to fucking speak the truth and correct people on social media, your accounts mysteriously have to go through new. If they don't just outright shut them down and block you and delete your accounts, they make you go through this fucking mysterious, oh, we need to verify your account. Give us your phone number and stuff. It's
Pretty bullshit.
so sad. The dog's there. He's on the floor.
Yep. He's laying by the heater.
He's down there. And they're like, and every day, every single fucking day that I go online on social media, I always get accused of stolen valor. That's another thing. That whole stolen valor thing, that's a CIA plot to discredit actual real American veterans.
Why would anybody want to pretend to be a veteran?
And that's what we came to. It's all fake. That don't fall for that. There's no fucking people pretending to be veterans in America, because no one in their right fucking mind would want to be a fucking American veteran.
Most people who have never served, like, didn't serve on purpose.
Right.
Because, they didn't want to get into that shit.
And if anybody is pretending to be a veteran, it'll be obvious that they're fake because they won't know what the fuck they're talking about. It's that simple. No, we don't have blinds for the windows. They're tinted, so
people can only see in when it's dark out and there's light inside.
Or stuff like that. So yeah. So that's another fucking scam. I mean, that whole stolen valor thing, it's a fucking myth, just like there's some massive flat earth movement on YouTube and shit. It's all CIA fuckery.
And, Illuminati lizard people.
Yeah. Just remember the CIA's goal. They don't care what you believe as long as it's not the truth. So they keep making up fucking fake bullshit to push.
Flat earth, anti-vax.
The grand solar minimum.
Yeah.
The fucking geoengineering, whatever. Oh, it's just, keep you distracted, because it's really easy. And it's not that everybody's stupid. It's that the human, we all fall for things at some point or another. And once they get you believing in something that's not real, it's easy to discredit you. So they can discredit anybody they want. They say, oh, look, this person's a nutter because they believe in such and such. Or that person's not a real soldier because they won't tell you what their real name is. Is that sickening? The CIA is going around online trying to fucking intimidate fucking.
Give me your name, soldier.
Yeah, they're trying to intimidate and shame veterans into giving up their identity so they can be harassed. It's America. It's a Nazi shithole. And you gotta get people to stop believing that there's anybody that's actually for them. You gotta stop begging rich people to solve your problems. Rich people don't solve problems. They are the problems. It's so fucking begging rich people, oh, pass this legislation and whatever. It's bullshit. That's not going to happen. Just like, oh, the impeachment thing, it's not going to happen. All right, here's the thing. I just explained that they're all guilty. The Bidens are really guilty. Trump's really guilty. Hillary's guilty. Whoever you point a finger at, they're guilty of whatever they're being accused of and way more. So what's going to happen is they're going to do this fucking circus, and they're going to string it out as long as they can, and they're going to use it for their political points to gin up their fucking support from their slaves, and then it'll just disappear and they'll move on to the next fucking circus. That's what's going to happen because it's all fake.
It's all a shit show.
Yeah, they're playing you. The billionaires and the politicians of America are fucking playing you for fools. And everybody outside of America knows this, and it doesn't mean other nations are good. Just because I don't support Iran or whoever or Russia, I just acknowledge that they're the people that aren't as much batshit crazy criminals as the rest of us. That's not to say they're innocent. There's still some sickos. They have corruption.
They're like, 2/3 is corrupt.
Yeah, pretty much. They're less corrupt enough to where their nations are thriving instead of collapsing like ours. I mean, here's something for you. Regardless of the propaganda you see out there, Russia and Iranian economies, they're operating in the black. Their economies are growing. Their governments are operating at a profit where they're actually putting money in the bank. So no, sanctions don't work. I don't know. Did I tell you what sanctions have really done? The Russian sanctions it's called, if you go to school and you study politics, it's called technology forcing. Or if you study whatever, anything involving this kind of, there's politics, there's economics, it's called technology forcing. So when you put sanctions on a nation like Russia, before the sanctions, Russia imported all of their fucking engines for their airplanes and their ships. Well, since the sanctions, Russia, instead of it actually hurting Russia, they fucking got their smart people together, because every nation has smart people. Every nation has fucking humans that love science and engineers that want to build stuff. So unlike in America where we just degrade and shit all over our fucking smart people, the Russians, I'm not sure who made them, but their jet engines were made in Ukraine, and I'm not sure about their ship engines. But now they produce all of their military engines domestically. They have a complete domestic defense industry. They are not dependent on any imports for their military equipment. And that wasn't true before. Like, if we had never sanctioned Russia, we could have fucking held the thumb on them by controlling international markets and such, like how we control Ukraine. But because of the sanctions, now they're independent in their military industry. The same thing with the Chinese sanctions. We sanctioned China, and guess who is hurting from the Trump sanctions on China? It's Microsoft and Google that are hurting, because Trump cut them off from the global market. Microsoft license, or Google license, all the software for smartphones came from America, and China was paying American companies to put our OSs on their phones. But because of the Trump sanctions, China went and developed their own OS. So now they're software independent. They no longer need Google. And they started upping their fucking microchip production.
It's the communist web.
So they don't need America. Global Neutrino Network. But they don't need America no more, and it's our own, not our fault. The billionaire crime lords of America's fault.
What is that person's name? Hi, new person.
Boiled rope lamppost.
Right on.
That would work.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing our sanctions are actually doing is causing nations to become independent, and they're freeing themselves of American slavery. That's what's actually happening.
So everybody's separating themselves from us, and we're going to be fucking North Korea over here.
Yeah, because America steals everything, so now we don't have anybody to steal from anymore because they're independent. Russia has their own internet, and they're already prepared for the day if America cuts them off from the American satellite systems, because right now it's commons. It's a part of the commons. All the satellites are on the same systems. They all communicate. They speak the same language. It doesn't matter who owns them. They all work together. But just like how Trump sanctioned China and Russia, so they built their own software that's totally in their own languages now, so they're not using our languages no more. Totally incompatible. Well, they're already prepared for the day when we do that with our satellite networks and like the GPS system and whatnot. They have their own GPS system. They're independent of us. They have their own internet, and it's just sitting there waiting for when America turns off.
You've heard of the dark web? Meet the red web.
I'm
kidding.
And yeah, like, and the same goes for Iran. Did you know? I don't know if I mentioned this from last time. Iran is one of the 4 nations in the world that now domestically produces their own long-range anti-air defense systems. There are only 4 nations in the world that do that. It's Russia, China, America, and now Iran. The entire free world, UK, EU, Australia, they all have to choose one of those 4 nations to buy their defense systems from, because none of them are capable of producing the shit on their own. And guess who's not buying American shit no more? Because we overcharge. That's how we keep control of the other nations. We're looting the Europeans and the Brits by overcharging them for our shit fucking World War II fucking era fucking Patriot system and shit. I mean, America doesn't even make a fucking short and intermediate range anti-air defense system. They just now commissioned like Northrop Grumman to design one, apparently. So we don't have it. Like, that's the other thing they did. Like, so because of all the fucking Syria shit, before Syria, Russia didn't have combat drones. Now Russia has a domestic combat drone and military drones, all because of Syria and Obama. And Obama was the one that really blew up the whole military drone thing. That's what happens, dudes, when you introduced a new thing into combat, into battle. It doesn't stay a secret for long, because not all humans are stupid. If all that shit, all of those American drones that Iran and Russia and everybody are shooting down in the combat zones, well, those nations, they collected those things and they studied them and they reversed engineered them, and now they all have their own shit. Like, I think Iran is like the 2nd or 3rd largest drone power in the world. I think they're number 2 right after America, actually. Like, they have the most and best drones in the world. Iran.
The bestest.
And I'll take some of those too. And like I said, I'm not for anybody.
I'm against a lot of people.
Yeah. But the thing about it is everybody accuses me, why are you supporting so-and-so? Look, giving credit where credit is due is not supporting somebody. Saying Iran is superior in a certain field or at a certain thing isn't me supporting Iran. It's acknowledging that they're doing something better. Now, as a soldier, if you're delusional and you go around pretending like you're fucking the best thing since fucking sliced fucking bread, what's going to happen is you're going to die in battle. Because if you don't recognize a problem, you can't solve the problem. If you don't recognize the threat, you can't defend against the threat. That's why America doesn't have anti-ship missiles. They don't have short range like the Panzer S and I forget what the other one is that Russia has. They have 2 different systems. They have Panzer S and another one. Panzer S is short range, and the other one is like their intermediate range system.
Jim, and I had something I was going to say.
I'm sorry.
It's gone.
Toad's gone.
totes.
Oh, I'm sure there's no, that's the thing. They throw crumbs to the peasants, like Carter with this whole building houses for the homeless bullshit. Well, there's a million homeless people in America, so why don't the billionaires, one billionaire could solve the homeless problem in America. One single billionaire could solve the hunger problems pretty much for the entire fucking world. But they don't.
But
What they
don't
do,
want to.
they create these tiny fucking shit organizations that pick and choose who gets helped. Also, they can have banquets and ceremonies and give each other awards and jerk each other off, talking about how great they are because they help the homeless and shit. So they all have their pet projects. I know Bill Gates donates to animal stuff. Jon Stewart does a lot of animal stuff.
Well, yeah, his wife started a farm animal sanctuary.
Right. But, I'm eating all your Tic Tacs.
Okay.
Sorry.
Eh.
Welcome, Toots. Exactly. Here's another key for you. If you see a protest anywhere in the world, I don't care where, if they all have nice pre-printed fucking protest posters and the same t-shirts and the same hats or the same protest paraphernalia, it's paid for. They're owned. It's like the whole God, not Black Lives Matter, the one before that. The Seattle started in the Seattle. I went to those protests.
Yeah, I can't remember what it was now either.
In the beginning,
I remember when you went to the protest.
They had it was crazy out there. Yeah, everybody's out there with their pet fucking activist thing. It was a total shit show because it was legitimate. People, they didn't know what the fuck was going on. They just wanted to show up to make some shit happen, right? And yet homemade signs, people drawing shit with crayons and paint on.
Totally stopping buses and shit.
It was all homemade and yeah, so everything was homemade.
Going anywhere.
Right. But now if you look at, say, Antifa, Black Lives Matter, they all buy their same shit from the same fucking made in India factory. Right. Because they're owned. What happens is the rich people, mainly the CIA, whatever, they infiltrate and they take over. They get dirt on the leaders and they corrupt them and they take over the movements and then they control the masses. That's why you can't get fucking involved. Don't get emotionally attached to any fucking cause or activist thing.
That North Dakota bullshit.
Yeah, like the pipeline shit. That was a total fucking scam.
Total shit show.
And we were there and we had the fucking CIA people were trying to pick fights with me and were stalking me and shit. It's fucking trying to pick fights with me.
Fall in line, soldier.
I was about ready to whoop some ass out there. The funny part is the local natives, the real ones, not the social justice Indians.
Yeah.
Actually liked us.
Yeah, exactly. The actual people were totally cool with us.
Yeah, because we went to the North Dakota middle of fucking winter, and I'm like, let's build some fucking shit and go storm the cops and give them an ass whoop. And they're like, no, you can't cross the bridge. So the so-called activists were doing the work of the police by the time we got there, the whole thing was already corrupted.
Yep.
Because I was all ready to show the civilians how to fucking do some shit. Like, build some shields, fucking storm the fucking hilltop, and
but they were all afraid.
And start a nice little fucking fist fight out there. But, they weren't actually interested in actually doing anything. They wanted to stand around in the mud and jerk each other off. That's all it was by the time we got there. It was one big fucking jerk off.
Yep.
No.
And the protesting wasn't even where the pipeline was supposed to go.
No, we
through.
camped out where the actual pipeline was drilling.
Mm-hmm.
It was nice and peaceful, not a soul around.
Yeah, it was so quiet.
Goddamn. I'm sorry. I'll get you some more.
It's fine.
I actually have some ideas in my head that if I ever got enough money to build this shit, I could revolutionize the fucking whole melee combat industry. There's Teddy.
Hey, what you doing, Teddy?
But
And Pepper.
uh-oh. They're upset now.
Mm-hmm. That's because we're watching him go.
Yeah.
Oh, so now Blue's like, hey, I'm all by myself in here. I'll have to go get him, I guess.
No, that's just Teddy barking.
No, I heard Blue barking. He's at the other gate, I think.
He'll probably calm down. But
And then when I go back in, he'll howl like I've been gone for forever.
right. I wish I had more sodas, but I don't want to spend more money. Oh yeah, the update on the whole Saudi Arabia thing, losing 3 brigades. The Western media's response to that is to ignore it. They're completely ignoring it.
Hey, Teddy. Shh.
But why do you got the heater on high?
I didn't do it. You did.
I did. Why do I have the heater on high?
That's what Murphy's asking.
But they're totally ignoring it, and they're not even going to put out any evidence.
Sorry. Falling down.
I'm sorry. To the contrary, in fact, the Saudi media, which is state-ran media, propaganda, of course, all they said was it's the Houthis are lying, and they gave their statement while playing the video that the Houthis released of all the POWs. So we don't actually know what's going on over there because we don't have any fucking unbiased reporting going on. All we got is the Houthi statements and then Saudi Arabia shit statements. Here's what we do know. The Jeddah train station, they just invested $7 billion to build a high-speed rail system that links 2 of their very, very important cities.
She's like, we'll get Blue. He's still barking. We'll give it a little more time, I guess.
And that thing burnt to the ground. $7 billion gone. Just up in smoke, literally. Oh, and that was the same city the day after the king's top bodyguard got assassinated. Yeah, I guess you'll have to go get him.
Okay.
Sorry. When she gets back, we'll open it up to comments and question and answer. Well, it's always open. You know us. We don't have a format. We don't do that stay on topic bullshit. I'm eating all the Tic Tacs. I'll leave those ones there. Man, he's loud. Yeah. Then the king's bodyguard was assassinated. The official story, I think it's the official story. Can you hear the dog? There he is. He's running. He's blind. He don't know where he's going, but he's going. The official story is the king's bodyguard was fired from his job and then got in an argument with one of his buddies, and they had a shootout. And then the cops showed up and shot the shooters that killed him. if you believe that story, you might as well vote for somebody in America.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey there, Lulu.
Now, the oppositional story, they're trying to say that he was assassinated because he has had information on the whole Khashoggi thing. I'm going to go with the option number 3, though. The MBS took the opportunity while he was out of country in America to have him assassinated because the top bodyguard was loyal to the king and not the prince. So the prince is taking over.
Wait, was that the clown prince?
Yeah, the clown prince. We call him the clown prince because he's the crown prince.
Oh, sorry, Blue.
Is consolidating power in the old-fashioned way by killing your enemies.
It's a way.
Yeah. And the bodyguard's friend who lives in a different country actually warned him that he was going to get assassinated. The clown prince went around saying how he wanted to assassinate him for years. So when your loyal fascist police department shows up and immediately guns down the suspect, that's suspicious. You know? So I think he was assassinated just for the good old principle of tying up loose ends and preparing to take power. Well, clearly what happened, though, I don't know if you know. Khashoggi was in exile in America, so he was under U.S. protection. He was a U.S. resident, which means you have all U.S. legal protections, except you're not allowed to vote. Actually, you can actually vote in non-federal elections, actually. So you could actually vote for city council and mayor and shit like that. As a green card holder, you can actually do that. He was in exile because, and the whole thing, if he's a dissident, whatever, he was a CIA pawn. He wrote for the Washington Post, so he was straight up a CIA operative. But that's neither here nor there. The point of it is, everybody knew he was going to get assassinated. America knew, everybody knew. The prince had him assassinated. They sent the nation's top torture doctor to assassinate him, and a team of royal guards. And they did, the thing of it is, they didn't do it in Saudi Arabia. They set a trap for him, and they assassinated him in the Saudi Arabian embassy in Turkey. Now, that's not even the big deal. The big deal about it is Turkey knew beforehand that it was going to happen. They were outside the embassy recording the murder. There's an actual tape of the murder. Okay. And they tortured the guy to death. They chopped his fingers off while they were suffocating him with a plastic bag over his head. It's a terrible way to die. They tortured him to death. Not because he had information, but because the prince didn't like what he was saying. That's why he was killed. It was a political hit job. Turkey knew about it, and they used it to blackmail Saudi Arabia. Instead of preventing the murder, stopping him from going into the embassy, they let him get tortured to death, and they recorded it so they would have blackmail dirt on Saudi Arabia. So Prince Argan of Turkey owns the Prince of Saudi Arabia forever. Forever. Turkey has the tape of the murder, and they named names. They used names. They were torturing them and all kinds of shit. Long conversations and stuff while you're getting your fingers chopped off one at a time. That's what I'm trying to say is there's no good guys in the world. There's no such thing as a political party or a rich person that's a good person. They're all trying to get dirt on each other. And that's why it's a big deal, because it's systemic corruption of the global fucking civilization that we live within. And they go out with their fucking campaigns and fake elections, and they get everybody to fucking sell their souls out to one rich person or the other, thinking that they're on the team good person. And that's the thing. And then they turn everybody against each other. You know, the Trumpers are against whoever the fuck the DNC is going with. And each individual rich person has their own loyal group of idiots.
Yeah.
You know, you got the Bernie supporters, the Warren supporters, the Hillary supporters, the Trump supporters, the Biden. Yeah. He's on video groping 12-year-old girls in the White House. Who the fuck is going to support that guy? It's sick, man. It's just sick. But they turn everybody against each other. And it's like, and then you have people like Soros that for his birthday, he engineers fucking riots in Charlottesville. That was George Soros's birthday present like last year or the year before.
Party.
Yeah, that whole rioting in fucking Carolina, that was just a birthday present for Soros. You know,
happy fucking birthday.
And then you're so controlled out there, and right when they were getting to the point of setting some shit on fire and doing some real damage to the rich people, what did they do? They sent the church leaders in and they got everybody to go home.
Yeah. Convenient that.
You know, and they turned civilians against civilians, party against party, the people against the cops. The cops are just crackers. They're owned. Mm-hmm. And they are starting to know it because they've stopped doing their job. They're just showing up to get a paycheck.
Pretty much.
So somewhere deep within themselves, they know that they're owned.
Unless they feel threatened, then they can totally shoot people.
Yeah, exactly. And they know they can get away with it. Or if they don't like you, then they'll arrest you or fine you or whatever, because they can. It doesn't matter that it's totally arbitrary. You know. Oh, man. Yeah. So that's that. That's the lowdown on that whole situation. But you got to stay objective. And even that doesn't mean you don't have your favorites. We're human. We all have our favorites. But you don't get attached to them because there's corruption everywhere. Humans are a shit species. We're not mentally stable, and we're not ethical. We're not moral. Certain individuals are, and we're out here homeless and getting shit on every day.
Yep, pretty much.
So, the Vegas shooting.
What, Vegas shooting?
No, I didn't hear that, man. There was another Vegas shooting?
Did it beat the previous record?
Are you talking about the country shooting concert thing there, or was there a new one? There's so many shootings in America. I'm sure there's, like I said, the Saudi government is in total fucking collapse right now, I think. Oh no, I never heard about that, dude. Route 91. Have we ever been on Route 91? Probably. No, I don't think so. Yeah, I think we were.
We haven't been to Texas.
No, that was Vegas.
Oh, Vegas.
To be fair,
I don't know. 91 doesn't sound familiar, but then again,
yeah.
I got hit by a truck.
The highways in Vegas are excellent places to assassinate people.
Yeah.
Because there's just nobody around, man. Wow, that's cool. But yeah, of course, everybody. Oh yeah, the other reason the prince is assassinating all the loyalists is because he's trying to replace them all with like Brazilian or Colombian Blackwater thugs, mercenaries. Yeah, Saudi Arabians, they use slave labor for everything. Mercenaries. They don't have their own soldiers or their own guards. It's all imported labor. And it's slave labor. No matter how much you're getting paid, you're owned. If you're somewhere in a foreign country on a work visa, you're owned. Because all they got to do is pull your visa and kick you out or arrest you. You're owned. Yeah. But how do you fix all of this? Well, here in America, it's simple. Stop voting. Vocally stop voting. When elections come around and people talk about elections, just start the thing, man. Stop the vote. Don't vote. Don't participate in a fraudulent system. Tell people you're not going to vote for one criminal over another.
Pretty much.
You know, I'll believe elections are real. One, when I can see my ballot getting counted. And two, when real people are on the ballot, like fucking engineers and scientists, doctors, regular blue collar workers that just so happen to be good and successful, you know, and smart. Real smart people. You put a real smart people up for election. But America has they've indoctrinated Americans to hate smart people, to hate the truth, to hate smart people, to hate actually argument and actually knowing what the facts are. So it's impossible for somebody that knows what's going on to actually get into politics in America. It's completely impossible. Everybody's owned right down to the fucking town mayor. Yeah. Sad world we live in, folks. But the first step to fixing anything is admitting what the problem is. I think I want to go get myself a soda. I have to go across the street for that.
Have fun with that.
I'll do that shortly. Yeah, so here we're going to wrap it up here shortly. So go ahead and post comments and talk shit while you can.
But you can't say nigger, apparently.
Well, you can say it, you just can't type
Well,
it.
you can't type it, yeah.
We can say nigger, you can't.
And nagger and nogger and nugger.
Yeah. Chicken nuggets. The first step to fucking fixing a problem is admitting that you have a problem. The second step is to stop being a part of the problem. The problem is everybody's thinks that they're on team good guy in America and they're participating in the fake government. So the first step to fixing America is to stop fueling the problem. You gotta get people to stop voting.
Down with the fake government.
Yeah, down with fake voting. It's you can't be forced to vote in America. So there's no, you know, because I realize no one wants to go out there and get arrested and be a criminal and get all shot up by the cops and shit like that. So you want a safe way to actually contribute to improving the problems in America? Stop being a part of the problem. Stop voting. Tell people you don't vote and why you don't vote. Be informed so that when people try to browbeat you and why don't you vote, blah, 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 you can just, you can back your shit up, be able to back your shit up. And you don't have to be like me and know like everything that's going on in there. I don't know everything that's going on, but I'm a news junkie, so I know a lot of what's going on in the world. You don't have to be like that. Just get some core facts. All right. On whatever's pertinent at the time. And stick to your guns. Don't let people try to fill your head with propaganda. Stick to the facts. And if people don't, and if they go very angry, fine. Be like, hey, man, I'm whatever. Be on your way. But don't let people force you, you know, it's into their cult. Don't be forced into the DNC cult or the AA cult or the Mormon cult or the whatever cult, the Antifa cult. They're all cults. They're all owned. They're all controlled. Stop participating in the fraud.
Down with the cults.
Yeah. Except Colt 45.
That's cult, not cult.
I have an actual Colt 45 Ruger,
but not a Colt 45.
not a Colt 45. It doesn't wear a robe. It's got the actual cylinder. I got the whole thing, the cylinder, so you can change out the. You can change it to where it shoots. You can chamber it in either Colt 45 or the 45 Express, whatever it's called. 45, the actual Colt 45 is superior though, so you'd probably only use the other cylinder if you were just plinking around with it. But I believe in training as you fight, so you want to use the real combat loads and the full caliber when you're training. So I just don't see the point of it. No, I have never had old English malt liquor. I try to avoid beers and wine and stuff, and I try to stick to good old fashioned hard liquor.
Rum would be nice.
Yeah, we'll get some.
Some nice Captain Morgan's.
Where you going, Murph? Hi, buddy.
Something.
Something.
His private something.
Private stock. Captain Morgan.
Or reserve.
Private reserve.
Stock or reserve? I don't know.
One of those. I like larceny.
Larceny is also quite
Both
tasty.
of them. I like stealing things from rich people, and I like the bourbon larceny. In fact, I like to drink larceny while I'm practicing larceny. While I'm larcenating things.
Larcening.
Larcening. You know, they got the LARPers, I'm the larcener. Yeah, that's just like menthol cigarettes, man. You know, I don't know how they get that cultural preferences. It's just like how English people boil all their meats. They're something like, I don't know why. I have one more package of chicken. I might just boil the whole thing up, and then I can eat some and feed the dogs a lot of chicken for their dinners.
There's still some dog food, though.
I know,
right?
but that way you wouldn't have to worry about cooking anything except for you.
Okay.
No, there's plenty of dog food.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Oh, yeah. 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 So it's actually dumped snow across parts of Canada and northern America. USA, I mean. Yeah. Well, it's cultural. It's like if you grow up with it, then that's what you like. So the black kids grow up smoking menthol cigarettes in school, and that's what they like when they grow up. Just like rock stars grow up with heroin. And rich people, you know, at a young age are indoctrinated to enjoy raping. So they grow up to be rapists. You know, it's all just culture.
Okay, I'm not sure that every rich person is a rapist. Just like half of them.
I think it's over half.
Okay, maybe you're right. 2/3.
Yeah, at least. I'm pretty sure Carter has some dead hookers in the basement. You know, pretty sure. Oh, gosh. Rich kids are pervs. Yeah, and like when I was talking about sticking to the facts, one of the incidences in America that'll always stick with me is that little rich motherfucker who got caught literally with his dick in his rape victim and never went to prison.
And then he was whining, or his
dad
was whining. Somebody was whining about him having to be on the sex offender list.
Yeah, it was his dad.
It's just not fair to him. I'm pretty sure he's on the sex offender list.
I would hope so. But you see, rich people are no different than anybody else. They're just born with enough power to indulge in their sick urges because they're above the law when you live in a criminal nation.
Yep.
Like I said, I don't side with Iran because they execute gay people. and have stupid laws like that. It's,
What you doing there, buddy?
it's like, like that. Oh, influenza.
Affluenza.
Affluenza. Yeah, they called it affluenza. Oh, he wouldn't be able to handle prisons, and he's rich, so we just have to let him go. But that's why I was saying about the whole Trump impeachment stuff. It's not going to happen because Trump is guilty and so is Biden. So they're going to make a circus out of it, and at the end of the day, they're going to have each other's dirt on each other, so they're all going to shut up about it at the end of the day, and it ain't going to go nowhere. They might fucking be able to, they'll have like a patsy, and that patsy will do some time in the Fed, which is like the swank prison for rich people, and then they'll get pardoned and shit like that. Well, you knew he was going to die in prison. I mean, you knew he wasn't going to make it to trial.
He got suicided.
Trump's fucking wife, he met his wife when she was underage as a Epstein sex slave. He pulled a fucking Peter Dinklage. He married the hooker. So of course Epstein was going to get killed before he went to trial. He has dirt on the Clintons. He had dirt on everybody in Congress. He had dirt on everybody because they're all sickos. That's what I'm trying to say. They're all criminals. They're all sickos. I mean, he had a private rape island. Bill Clinton went to rape island like dozens of times. He would ditch the fucking Secret Service just so he could go to rape island.
He had his frequent raper card and everything.
Yeah. He got like every 10 rapes, you get one free. What? Wow. He shot himself in the back of the head 3 times? That's some talent there, man. The guard is, please don't take my gun. Help! He has my gun. But yeah, it's all a scam, folks, and they're playing the peasants like a motherfucking fiddle.
Yep.
That's why I say don't be a peasant. Wake up. Be a pirate. Stop participating. It's that simple. Why do you come over to me, dude? I don't even like you. Our old dog. Oh, God. He's an expert at being annoying.
He's really good at being right underfoot, too.
Yes. Oh, God.
I don't know what you're crying about, dude.
Oh, well.
First, he was barking to come out here, and now he's crying to go back.
So, any last words before we turn the show off for the day?
Last words.
Yeah. Don't get hit by a truck.
Words to live by.
Thank you, everybody, for coming out, by the way. Oh, and to all the new people, hi, and thanks. I read all your comments. Hi. We're busy trying not to die in a ditch, so I'm not able to respond to much. But I did read your comments, and I will look into the things like the suggestions and stuff from people's. So I'm not ignoring anybody.
Hopefully we can be in a better situation to be around more.
Yeah.
We'll see.
But yeah, we'll see you next time when we get internets.